Greetings from Iceland. I'm in the land of fire and ice, and today we're at the Sky Lagoon, and this is one of the many beautiful lagoons and spas that they have here in Iceland. This one is really unique because it's oceanside, and as you're soaking in the lagoon, you have these magnificent dramatic views of the North Atlantic Ocean. And it is a place that people come to because this is very much a big tradition in Iceland to go to these lagoons and spas that have all these geothermal water. In fact, there's so much geothermal water, they just have pools that you can soak in and bathe in all over this entire island. It is very much a thing in the Icelandic culture. And I can't imagine a better way to immerse ourselves in the Icelandic culture than coming to one of these. We actually started our trip at the Blue Lagoon, ending our trip right here at Sky Lagoon. But Iceland is just magnificent. It's extraordinary, and there's no place like it on planet Earth. It just has such dramatic landscapes. It's very colorful, it's very pristine, it's absolutely one of the wonders of the world. And just to give you a few ideas, they have so many volcanoes here that are actually topped with glaciers. You have black sand beaches, and also the geothermal water is everywhere. So you have not only these pools that you can soak in, you have these bubbling pots, and then you have geysers everywhere. And this is probably my favorite. They have 10,000 waterfalls. I'm not kidding. And then, of course, the beautiful northern lights. But just to tell you a little bit about this fascinating place, Iceland actually was created through a series of volcanic eruptions. And this is a place like none other. And a lot of people may think it's like really big, but it's actually just about the size of the state of Colorado. So back in 1874, the first people came here, and they were Gaelic monks, I believe from Ireland. And then came the infamous Vikings. Well, then fast forward for years and years, it was ruled by Denmark. But finally, in 1944, it became its own country and it was independent. And along with that, they decided to have a state religion. So they have the Lutheran State Church. And throughout the entire country of Iceland, you see these beautiful little churches everywhere. They're mostly white with red roofs, a tall steeple, and they're sitting on a very green, grassy hillside, and it is so picturesque. But they also have many big churches in Reykjavik, and those are something to see as well. And being in Reykjavik, well, that's the state capital. That's the biggest city in Iceland. And it is a historic seaside city, but to our surprise, it has a very small population. Only 240,000 people live in Reykjavik. In fact, in the entire country, there's only 368,000 people. So it's a very sparsely populated island, but it sure has a lot going on. But what they do have a lot of here are sheep, lots and lots of sheep, as in 900,000 sheep. But this has been a great resource for the Icelandic people for years because of wool, and also food. And that was something fun that we got to do on our trip, is that we ate a lot of dishes with lamb or sheep in them that we had not had before, and they were all delicious. But back in the day, their very traditional Icelandic food, well, doesn't sound very appealing to me, but just bear with me. I'm just going to tell you a few things. They had soured lamb head, ram's balls, fermented shark and whale, and even horse. But you have to understand their perspective, because they didn't cook to, for pleasure or for taste. They were cooking for survival. This was a survival method, and they were eating anything that they could to survive. But now, oh my gosh, the food here is excellent, and I just highly recommend it. We have so enjoyed many delicious meals here, and I have to tell you that the restaurants here in Reykjavik can rival anything in Dallas, Texas, or New York City. And also the education here is pretty cool. It's free. They have the University of Iceland, so that's nice to get to go to college for free. But they start their kids learning 4 languages from the get-go, from 1st to 12th grade. They learned Icelandic, they learn English, they learn Danish, and then the 4th language is of their choice. And so that's a really fun thing that they get to do. We had so many things that we wanted to do, but it's just like impossible to do it all. So just to give you a quick little snapshot of what we did, we actually stayed in Reykjavik, and we took tours from Reykjavik. So we stayed in just a nice hotel downtown Reykjavik, which I highly recommend. We loved. The tours are fantastic. You get to see a lot. There's so much to do and see here, just even in this southern region. The tour guides are excellent. And they're active tours though. You know, there's a lot of hiking, a lot of walking, and no matter what the weather is, the show goes on, just like in this video. Right now it's raining, but this is the way it is. But they do have some kind of severe weather here with rain and wind. I loved all of that, and that was like my number one thing. But my favorite activity, just by myself, I love this. I went to Lexness Horse Farm, and I got to ride Icelandic horses for the day, and this was such a treat because first of all, I just got to be out in nature on this beautiful Icelandic horse with the gorgeous mountains and valleys, rivers and waterfalls. It was absolutely surreal. It was just dreamy. And the Icelandic horse is just such a unique breed. They are very sturdy and sure-footed and a little bit frisky. And another adventure was getting to ride English, because this Texas girl has always ridden Western, so that was a new experience for me. But the Icelandic horse was actually brought over here by the Vikings, and it's the only horse that's ever been in this country. They never import any horses, and if any Icelandic horse leaves the country, it can never come back. They are a very, very protected horse breed, and I certainly understand why. So if you are the adventurous type and you are looking for an adventurous trip, well, the land of fire and ice is for you. Absolutely. We loved Iceland, and we just absolutely think it's one of the prettiest places, the most fun, the most beautiful places on earth, and it is always going to be one of our most unforgettable trips, and it was absolutely an unforgettable experience. Just another travel tidbit from Travel with Terri.